Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
It's the weekly fucking breakdown.
Yes, it is.
Number 25. Didn't do it last week.
Wasn't too much to talk about, honestly.
Just there's like one thing to talk about, so we're going to talk about this week, man. Hey, Luke's in his fucking Flyers jersey.
Yeah.
Went to a Flyers show.
They won? I forget.
Yeah, they won 4-1 against Chicago.
Woo!
Were they flying high?
Yeah, they actually played real well.
Yeah.
I don't know who the forechecking team in Orange was because I haven't seen them all fucking season. But the Flyers' motto this year has been, if you're good, we're better. If you're bad, we're fucking horrible.
Did they get in fights?
There's only one fight.
Man,
But here's the thing, like, everyone's like, oh, the Flyers are like the goon team in the NHL, the goon team in Pennsylvania. 5 years ago, I would have said that was probably true. But it's not. Well, I haven't seen a fight fest at a Flyers game since I was like 13 years old.
Huh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is the goon squad of the state now. And it's been, like, there have been actual articles written about it. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Got bullshit checker Keith.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'm here for. I got
Yeah.
multiple windows open.
Change your fucking job to bullshit checker on Facebook.
I'll do it. I'll
Yeah.
fucking do it. I have my computer open. I'll fucking do it right now.
Do it.
For
Alright.
WMR.
Yeah. Let's get into it. This is breaking news. This literally happened like an hour or two ago. We were at the mall buying some video games. The Legend of Zelda for Wii U has been delayed. I'm assuming it'll come out in 2016.
Yeah.
They actually didn't even give a release window. Like last episode, I guess, we talked about Uncharted 4 getting delayed to spring 2016. They didn't even give a release window.
They just said not happening this year.
Yeah, so Zelda's been delayed, and they also said it's not even going to be at E3 this year, which is surprising. And they said, as Mr. Onuma announced, the Legend of Zelda game for Wii U is no longer targeted for 2015 release. Rather than sticking to a specific schedule, the team wants to make this the most complete and best game it can possibly be. The new launch timing has not yet been determined. Because we'd like to focus on developing the game, we aren't planning on showing it at E3. We will be highlighting games launching in 2015. We will let you know when the specifics are ready to share more. They also said that since they showed it off at the Game Awards, that they've got new ideas, and I guess they really want to get them in because they think they're worth it. So, there's a lot to unpack right here.
A lot to break
What
down.
other stuff does Nintendo have this year?
I mean, they got
It's
Star
like,
Fox.
we've got other stuff, but
They got Star
we've
Fox.
seen nothing of Star Fox.
No.
What do you think? Maybe now that was. I think that might have been the thing. It's that we've seen nothing of Star Fox, but Legend of Zelda.
But
So you see lots about Legend of Zelda. Star Fox was I think going to be like. I'm trying to think of a game that came
But
out
the
last year
fact
that would kind of make that jump. Maybe like how Donkey Kong was compared to like Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Like Donkey Kong, at least I feel like was a much smaller deal. If Star Fox was going to be that, and now also. You're definitely going to see it now. They'll probably show a lot more off Star Fox at E3.
But at the same time, the Wii U is needing that big game right now.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing coming out this holiday season anymore for the Wii U.
I mean, there's...
Possibly
like
Star
you said,
Fox,
there's Star Fox. Star Fox is going to be big, but it's not the Legend of Zelda.
I know.
It's not going to sell any units, really.
And this concerns me.
Xenoblade Chronicles X will be a good game, but that's not going to sell any Wii U's. Mario Maker, maybe, just because people go ape shit for Mario Maker. That could be a big game. So they got a couple big games, but they're not the Legend of Zelda, and I understand Nintendo not wanting to. They should rush Zelda out because every time Zelda comes out, it's like 10 out of 10 quality. You know what I mean? And they're probably like, if we put it out this year, it's going to be an 8 out of 10.
Fuck that.
We want a 10 out of 10 type thing.
Fuck that. We only make good games.
But my concern for this is, with the talks of this new console, quote unquote new Nintendo console, the NX or whatever.
If it even is a console, we'll get
If it even is a console, we don't know what the hell it is yet. That this won't even show up on the Wii U. Because it seems like the Wii U is getting an early end to its life cycle.
It's completely possible. It's also completely possible that they do kind of like what they did with Twilight Princess, where it came out on GameCube and the Wii, when the Wii launched type of thing. I can totally see that happening.
It depends on what the NX is.
I honestly don't see it happening with the NX because I feel like the Wii is going to have a 5-year life cycle. So I think 2017.
The NX is too far out for it to happen.
Like I said, 2017. I said 2017 is when we'll see. Because give the Wii U a nice 5-year life cycle, which is like the minimum for a console, really, and then, or at least nowadays, the minimum for a console, and then you can put out a new console. Like I said, if it even is.
But I'm just surprised that we're hearing about this possible new console so quickly.
They have to. Yeah. And they had. Well, then we can all tie this all together. So, also, if you haven't heard, Nintendo announced a partnership with a company called DNA, and they make mobile games. So Nintendo is now going to be making mobile games. Nintendo's going to make the games. DNA is kind of going to help distribute the games, basically. So they're going to make games on PCs, tablets, smartphones, all that stuff. They did not say that they're going to port. You're not going to see Super Mario World on a smartphone. You're going to see a brand new game that's a Mario game.
Maybe it might be like that, but it's not going to be a copy paste.
I can see like people have already done with the iOS, like the old school Pokemon games.
I mean, people. Like I mean, you can do that on like any system.
Yeah, and they also at that same time announced we're working on a new console. It's codenamed NX. You'll hear about it next year. And they pulled up a graphic and they had everything tied together. DNA is also working with them to make a new membership type program, kind of like a PlayStation. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be exactly that, but a PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live Gold, Club Nintendo type of thing. And they had a graphic, and they had that in the middle. Then they had Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, NX, and then PC, smartphones, all that stuff. It's all tied together, which is interesting. To me, they announced they're working on a new console because if they didn't and they just announced this smartphone stuff, people would say Nintendo's getting out of hardware, and they don't want that. They don't want that.
I think it's still, both these announcements are both really, really show, like, honestly, how
far
bad Nintendo has. Now, here's the thing, though. A thing that I heard is that Nintendo has, like, I'm going to look up the actual number. They have a couple $1 billion saved up that they could literally...
They have a lot of money.
Like, they could just survive off of. Now, again, that's living in the hole, and that's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, if especially sales-wise financially, if it's that bad that they're looking at going beyond... Nintendo used to be, we make stuff for our systems. That's it. Well, and now they're going beyond that and saying, now we're going to do other stuff. And then also they're saying, hey, it's almost, not completely, because, I mean, there's still, like Legend of Zelda and Star Fox and maybe probably a couple other ones that they haven't even talked about yet. Probably still some good games coming out for the Wii U.
Yeah.
But this is basically almost them saying, let's just get this over with and then get on to the next thing. Like,
I agree. It's kind of them just admitting, like, the Wii U didn't live up to what we thought it was going to be. But at the same time, I'm sure Sony and Microsoft are talking about what they want to do.
Well, look at the whole thing with
these hardware companies do that.
With Sony Online Entertainment, what the thing that just happened with them. Sony Online Entertainment is no longer part of Sony. They went and joined someone else.
But then also, I think you say the stuff like with Microsoft, Sony, but it's we didn't hear about the next generation of console really hardcore until
a year before they were coming out.
Until about like the year prior.
But they came out and said that they started planning the PlayStation 4 in 2008. The PS3 launched in 2006.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, a hardware company planning new hardware is kind of.
I feel like it's just hard. But I just think it's that they're coming out and saying, like, hey, this is coming. Don't worry. Like that's more of a thing. Whereas Sony and Microsoft, if they wanted to, they started planning the PS4
But
in
they don't
2008.
necessarily have
But
I
it's
just
like
think
they
that
could just like wait.
I just think the main reason they did it is because it's because of the whole smartphone thing. Because people would say Nintendo's just giving up because the Wii U is a failure. They don't want that perception.
Yeah.
They want the perception as we're doing more with our IP type of thing. We want to expand.
Yeah.
We want to actually get with the fucking times type of thing. But we're still making new hardware for games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that that's part of the reason too. But I mean, it's just that they're kind of like saying that this is out there. Like like kind of the thing with that I was saying too with Sony was like they started planning for the PS4, but then they only said like, hey, even though everybody knew we're next gen or next console is going to be coming soon, and it came out shortly thereafter. So them saying this is going to be like, I guarantee probably within like the next year or two, that's when you're going to see the NX show up.
I mean, they did the same exact thing with the Wii, and then with the Wii U as well. They said we're working on new hardware. Saw it the next year. Came out the next year. So
so
it's interesting. I think the biggest thing out of all this is the whole smartphone thing, which Nintendo has been really pressured, supposedly, by their investors and stockholders, all those type of things, to invest in mobile gaming because their IP is
perfect for it.
To me, their IP is just as like iconic, as memorable to people. Maybe the most behind Disney. To be honest with you. Everybody knows
and
Mario.
It's probably some of the most
characters,
mobile, like even if they just put like something like the Virtual Console on mobile, that's some of the most mobile-friendly gaming.
Yeah, or making something like a Mario Endless Runner. Type of thing.
Just you can be like, hey, I want to do like the Sky World or the Underground, or I want to do a water thing, or
and it's just like you just run.
Yeah,
and it's like
you see how far you can make it.
Yeah,
before you lose 3 lives or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
They also said that with these smartphone things, they're not going to just rush crap out like that's on the iOS store all the time now. They're going to actually try to make quality games for that platform, like Nintendo always does. They really know how to make the most out of the hardware.
I don't think Nintendo knows how to make... Nintendo themselves, I don't think they know how to make a bad game for their own consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, a terrible game for their own consoles.
No.
Everything that they make comes out good. Now, some stuff everybody else does for their consoles might not turn out that good, but they know their hardware and what they're
hence the
doing.
shitty relationship with third-party publishers. So
yeah, it's big stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking Nintendo was doing anything outside of their own consoles that's a huge step. Like again, that's maybe them. Even though like I said, they have all this money saved up. It won't happen for a long time. I mean, it's basically them maybe admitting like this might be let's just lay the foundation for a possible end game scenario of hey, things aren't going well.
I mean,
let's open the doors.
They've been losing money the past 3 years, and who knows?
But so is Sony.
Yeah, and Sony's in worse position than Nintendo. But at the same time, maybe this smartphone thing is the thing that'll keep them going for.
I mean, that's the thing. It'll reach people. Everybody has a smarphone, and like you said, everybody knows who Mario is. So it's like, fuck it. Heck, I'd probably buy a Mario game on my smartphone. Why the hell not?
If it's good, I might too.
Yeah, it's
agree.
So it's a full-on possibility.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this is probably. There's going to be very few stories this year, I think, that'll top this in terms of just like boom, bombshell.
Drop the mic.
Gaming industry.
Drop the mic. Hey, we're coming to mobile.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, it sucks that Zelda is fucking delayed. Moving on. So, probably one of the most famous game creators of all time, Hideo Kojima, is
leaving.
There's a very shitty relationship between him and Konami right now. So apparently, even right now, he's not technically part of Konami. He's a contractor.
Yeah.
Him and a lot of his crew.
Team Ninja,
is a contractor basically working for Konami to finish up Metal Gear Solid 5, and then Kojima will be on his way out, rumored to be in December. Konami, even older titles such as the Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection that has every Metal Gear game for PS3, they took off a Hideo Kojima game on top, type of thing.
That's
it's just
but that's
interest.
That's Hideo Kojima. Like that's Hideo Kojima's baby.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, but that is Kojima's baby.
It is.
It's. I mean, I understand.
Konami was the publisher, but Konami had everything to do with those games.
Yeah, I mean it's his series.
I mean, I can see maybe. It's like, I mean, it's with anything when anybody gets kicked out of any kind of company, or even bring it back to music, a band. Yeah, relations might die down, but then there's like, you can't deny the work that somebody does. Like sure, maybe things that they've had a terrible falling out with Hideo Kojima, but you look at that. Yeah, like you said, Metal Gear is his. It would not be the way it is without him, and you can't really take him away from that. I mean, you could try to cover that up, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid is a huge franchise. It sells millions, don't get me wrong. It's huge. But at the same time, anymore, him and his team take a long fucking time to make these games. They worked on Metal Gear Solid 4 for 7 years. They've probably been working on The Phantom Pain for just as long. So, he's a very, very, very expensive guy. And maybe Konami doesn't want to invest in that because they say, this game has to sell millions of units for us to even just make somewhat of a profit.
But
don't get me wrong, it's probably possible. Every Metal Gear is probably sold. Every Metal Gear is sold 4 million. But at the same time, when you're taking such a long fucking time to make it perfect, whether it's a great game or not, it might not make enough money to keep investing into this stuff. Yeah. It sucks, but
it's the truth.
It's business.
It's the truth, but then you know that, especially this is how I interpret it. If they're taking his name off of everything, they're gonna try we can do this without him, and they'll make it.
They're already trying.
And I guarantee you,
people to take over Metal Gear.
I guarantee you, Metal Gear will fail.
I mean, maybe not fail, but it won't be nearly.
It won't be Metal Gear. I'm sorry, it's not going to be Metal Gear.
Because I mean, you kind of follow a similar thing, but it's not gonna have that flair. I mean, any game director has a flair. You can tell. Another example, another Japanese studio. You can tell which Final Fantasy games are made by Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah.
Because they have his flair on it, and those are the really good ones. I mean, so you can just tell, who, you know what I mean? That's why some Final Fantasies don't do that well. And honestly, they're not made by him. So it's that's one of the things that happens.
Yeah.
So a Metal Gear game without the Kojima name on it is not going to be a Metal Gear.
Yeah, and I think too, they probably really wanted to keep this under wraps until the Phantom Pain released, but it's the internet.
But
everything leaks up all the time.
And you were talking about this in the car when we were talking about this. The Mega Man franchise. What's his name? That created Mega Man.
That was him.
Or Power, yeah.
Inafune?
Yeah, Inafune is basically left Capcom. I think it was.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you're not allowed to do any Mega Man games. Okay, I'm going to basically go make my own Mega Man game, just not call it Mega Man.
Yep.
It's going to call it the Mighty Number 9.
I mean, I still expect Hideo Kojima to do things. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about is...
Any studio would love to pick him up.
I mean, maybe if he's a contractor, I mean, you could probably, again, probably with Konami, with the whole cost thing, it's not just one game. I mean, one game can kind of suck and generate some profits, but it's the fact that he worked with Konami all the time. Yeah. Somebody can pick him up, but then
and he's a proven talent in the industry.
Yeah. I mean,
even just as a director.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see stuff working out.
Yeah.
I forget where my train of thought was going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting stuff. So those are kind of the big things that have happened. So we can kind of move on to some briefer things with gaming.
The Predators and Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah,
that's kind of. I'll take a look at IGN while we're here. See if I didn't notice anything.
So the next Xbox One April update is going to add some cool stuff here. Interesting stuff. It's going to fix the whole NAT problem, basically.
Yeah, that might solve the issues we always have with you.
On PS4, I wish they would do this, but Xbox One is doing this. The next patch enables dedicated chat servers.
There we go.
So that's cool. Dedicated chat servers will kick in if players are having problems connecting peer-to-peer. So that's cool. And also they announced that two things. One, when you unlock an achievement, which I love this because I like this. When you unlock an achievement, it usually just pops up and says, boom, 20 gamer score, dick in the ass was the title of the achievement that you unlocked. But you like, sometimes, I don't know what I did, type of thing. Now it'll pop up, say dick in the ass, and it'll say, it'll say the details, you stuck the dick in the ass type of thing. So that's cool. And also Xbox games with gold for April.
I heard it's really good.
There's like 6 games.
They're putting out double the games. So on Xbox One will be Pool Nation, Effects, and Child of Light.
Oh, that's cool. Child of Light.
So
there we go.
Yeah, I haven't played Child of Light. I've been wanting to. I just haven't. And on 360, Gears of War Judgment and Terraria, and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and Army of Two The Devil's Cartel.
There's like a lot of merit games in there, and then there's Black Flag.
Yeah. Terraria, I heard, is actually pretty good.
I mean, I hear it's like 2D Minecraft.
Yeah.
The other thing, something else that I just saw here that I forgot is that it's another thing with I think it's funny with Mortal Kombat, which is they basically said that that guy Goro, who you get for pre-ordering through GameStop, he'll come as DLC eventually. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know.
That's fun.
So figured I'd throw that out there.
Yep. Cool stuff for Xbox One. Also, this is a goofy fucking story that we can talk about. Halo Online. You know, Halo Online is a game. It is a real thing. It's only coming to Russia.
In Russia.
On PC. Halo Online's coming to Russia. Just going to read the story here. It's not coming to China. Usually these type of games come to China. Like Call of Duty Online happens in China. Because China likes free-to-play games a lot. So
and also because of certain restrictions, they kind of don't connect to the rest of the world when they play online.
Yeah.
It's being developed by Saber Interactive, which they did work. I remember, I forget the specifics, but they did work on the Master Chief Collection, helping with that. But Halo Online is designed to work on a low-end PC, and it's running on the Halo 3 engine. It'll basically have the same maps, but I think there's one brand new map that they're developing, and it'll take place on a UNSC ship called Anvil. It's interesting. I don't know why Russia. Why just Russia and not China?
There's probably a market over there. I mean,
do you think this will ever come to the United States?
No. I think this is one of those little I've never heard of the studio. It's gonna be one of those little games that never quite goes anywhere. It's just kind of.
It wouldn't go anywhere over here.
No, because I mean you got Halo. Why would you fucking?
And especially when it's dumbed down Halo, on the Halo 3 engine. Don't get me wrong, I like playing Halo 3 in the Master Chief Collection, but when you're gonna release Halo 5 on big pretty brand new game, nobody's gonna want to play this. It's just I just think they should put it out in China, man. They'll make a lot more fucking money.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just goofy. There's that, and
I'm not sure if there's any other game that I think of.
not too much. There's a really big music story that I want to talk about. Probably the biggest thing all week. Immortal is going to be disbanded, which really fucking sucks because Immortal is one of the behind Enslaved. To me, they are the best black metal band. They're probably Enslaved I like because they're a little bit more progressive now. Immortal is just straight up riffs in your fucking face black metal, and it's incredible. And I believe his name's Abath. I hope I said that right. But he's basically dismantling it. He's going to be launching a new band with a new record out this year. So that really sucks because I've been wanting a new Immortal album for a long time, and I guess they're not really Immortal anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Damn it! I was gonna make that joke. Damn it!
They're merely mortal now.
They're Immortal.
Damn it!
They haven't put out a record since 2008's All Shall Fall, and that is an incredible album, dude. They put out 2 albums in the last, 13 years, and it makes me sad because they have incredible music. So hopefully someday they will get back together. So yeah, I know you guys don't listen to Immortal too much, but
I mean,
those
it
who
just
do
sucks
listen
whenever
to
it just
Immortal.
sucks whenever a band breaks up, especially if they're really good. So
Exactly. Oh shit, there's 2 things. Actually, I fucked up. There's 2 more gaming things I wanted to get back around to mention. Batman Arkham Knight has been delayed
By
a week.
June 23rd. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, 5
So,
days.
not the end.
So I mean, they'll probably show it off at E3 then.
But
So
it gives
you
me
can
more
just-
time to play The Witcher.
It's true, and it gives you more time to pre-order it.
Yeah.
When it comes to games that just want to get pre-orders, I feel Batman Arkham Knight is the worst offender to it. They announced this game in March of last year. They're like, it's coming in October. Then a couple weeks later, they're like, nope, it's not coming out. We're gonna delay it.
Until
Then they're
next
like,
year.
see it in June, and everybody's like, what the fuck? I thought it was coming out in early 2015, and now they're like,
Nope.
push it back. Don't get me wrong. I feel because they delayed it and they've delayed it this long, it's probably going to be a good game. I'm excited for it. I'll play it, but just don't release a fucking date, man. Just say we're delaying it
Yeah.
till fucking
We finish.
this quarter of 2015.
We're delaying it until we finish.
Yeah. We'll announce the date when it's fucking ready, man. That's the thing. These companies, they can fine. Announce a game.
Yeah.
Don't give me a date.
Don't give me a date if you're not going to meet it.
Yeah, if you know you're not going to make it, don't fucking give it to anybody, because then people are all excited and everybody gets let down. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Also, Broken Age Act 2 is coming out April 28th with PS4 and Vita, so that's cool. That's a big, high-profile indie game, so if you're excited for that, fucking do it, man. And there's 2 more remasters in the wonderful world of remasters. God of War 3 is getting remastered for the PlayStation 4.
I thought it was the whole God of War.
No, it's God of War 3.
Just God of War 3.
It's
This is really stupid because they're like, we're gonna put out this because it's the 10-year anniversary of the franchise, and it's like,
But why not put out the whole fucking...
why not
Well,
just
I mean-
put out the trilogy and remaster the first 2 that were on PS2? That would be incredible.
I mean, I think part of it
I would
is the
buy it.
fact that it's because I noticed this little fact. You know, you can get the God of War remasters on the Vita, but it's on the first 2. So it's probably like you want to play the first 2, you get it on the Vita.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like, if you want to honor the 10-year anniversary, I feel like remaking the first game would be the best way to honor that. You know, what I mean? Type of thing. But that's coming out July 14th. It's going to be 1080p, 60 frames per second.
God
It's going to be
of War.
gorgeous.
It's adding a
God of
photo
War.
mode.
God,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you never played God of War 3, definitely pick this game
So
up.
I need to pick it up.
I don't think I'll pick it up. There's just not too much of a point, but it is an incredible game. And also, it is heavily rumored that Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are coming to the PS4 and Xbox One this fall. Kind of goofy that's coming out after Arkham Knight.
I mean, maybe it's
Because
like
they're probably assuming, hey, you've already played these 2.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. So,
I want the fucking Mass Effect remasters. That's like, I just want that trilogy.
I will.
So I can play through those games at 1080p, 60 frames per second.
I'm not going to pick up God of War 3, but if Mass Effect came out and it was just like, we just upped it to 1080p 60, I'd fucking buy it.
Oh, yeah, here, you're going to get all the DLCs.
That's like the one franchise that if that's all they did, I would
Actually,
buy it.
like, the other day I was going through just kind of cleaning some shit out of my room. It was like, I just took my 3 Mass Effect games, and I think, like, one other game. And I just took them down, I was like, gave them to my dad, I was like, here, you need to play these games.
just do
Because
it.
he's got time now, so, like, he's playing through Rogue.
Does he like it?
Yeah, he likes it. Like, I got my gaming genes, you know, they're inherited.
I started mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
My parents were like, I guess he'll want this PlayStation thing. That'll keep him occupied.
And then they realized they started
from there. So I still remember, because when they got me the PlayStation, I was still little. I don't think it was long after. It was like 97 or 98. PS1 launched in like 96, I think.
96, yeah.
I mean, I was a huge NASCAR fan when I was younger.
NASCAR 98.
Yeah, that's exactly. I still had like the fucking manual for it. I don't have the game, but they got me NASCAR 98.
Dude, the fucking
I remember
paintball
playing
mode.
it, and I couldn't get the concept of like pressing this button for gas and controlling the sticks.
Yeah.
So I just pressed the gas, and Rick just controlled the sticks. But then I understood. And then I played NASCAR like 2000 with my papa, and we would go backwards on the track and just wreck everybody. Flying in the air. It's fun.
Dude, Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Good shit.
Yeah. Alright, back on the music since I done fucked it up.
Yeah.
Couple tours, couple albums. Aborted, Fit for an Autopsy, Archspire, and Dark Sermon are touring. It's a pretty brutal tour. Take out Fit for an Autopsy, or give me Fit for an Autopsy, I guess that would be 4 or 5 years ago. That'd be cool. And take out Archspire. That shit doesn't speak to me anymore, man. That just tech death wank on your fucking guitar, cream all over it because I'm talented type of shit. Not my thing anymore.
I heard
yeah. Between the Buried and Me's new album, Coma Ecliptic, comes out June 7th, and they're doing a tour with Animals as leaders in the Contortionists.
Oh.
Yeah. Between the Buried and Me.
Oh.
Fuck me in the ass.
Animals is them with Animals as leaders is really fucking cool.
Yeah, and the Contortionists. So that's a cool tour. It's not coming around here,
No.
which makes me sad.
Well,
They are coming around here with the Atlas Moth, which is cool. But I just want to say I'm very excited for this because I love Between the Buried and Me's music, but my God, the album art for this album is hideous. It is awful. Look it up. It is atrocious.
What's the album called?
Coma Ecliptic.
I already fucking
Yeah.
my spelling.
Anyways, I'll say the last two things. Overkill has re-signed with Nuclear Blast Records. Or no, they didn't re-sign. They weren't on Nuclear Blast. They were on Nuclear Blast in Europe. I corrected myself. They've signed a worldwide deal with Nuclear Blast. So that's cool. They're going to be working on new music. But they're doing a tour this fall with Symphony X. We're going to fucking go.
I'm going there.
I'm going to fucking be there.
No, you're
Because
not. You ain't fucking going.
what's that fucking Symphony X song?
The End of Innocence. And there's also, Iconoclast.
Yeah.
No, they don't have.
Seven Dust is finishing up their new album, and From First to Last, their new album Dead Trees comes out April 28th. From First to Last has Spencer Sotelo, Periphery. Periphery. That's all I got for music. Not too much. Isn't it awful? Seriously, if you haven't seen that album art,
That's
just look
fucking
it up.
funny. That's
It's
terrible.
like someone just took a picture of a desert and a dude and photoshopped it.
Yeah, it really, it really does. Wow.
It's awful.
All right.
I'm sure the album will be cool, but, you know.
All right. I got some. I don't know how much movie stuff you have down. I got a couple.
I ain't got shit because I don't really follow that shit as closely as you do.
Okay. So I got a couple things. So apparently Marvel is looking at casting younger than we had thought for the role of Spider-Man. They were looking at people like Dylan O'Brien, and Dylan O'Brien is in like his mid-20s, and Logan Lerman is also in his mid-20s. But they auditioned fucking Matthias Ward, and he was in a couple TV shows, and he's only 16. And so they're apparently looking at
To me,
they're looking at 16, 17-year-olds.
you imagine someone younger than us. Like,
Becoming
I could have
famous.
played Spider-Man when I was 16.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's when we live in the wrong side of the country for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I guess it makes sense just because longevity.
Yeah.
You know, that was the problem with Andrew Garfield. He was in his late 20s, I think, maybe even already in his 30s when they started The Amazing Spider-Man. And it's like,
that's true.
he didn't want to be like, almost 40 playing it. So that's pretty cool. So, I also have, Ryan Reynolds has finally showed off the Deadpool costume. There's the picture if you haven't seen it.
Oh, that's sexy.
Look it up
It's,
because
it's,
it's hot.
It's him making fun of a Burt Reynolds magazine thing with him laying on a bearskin thing. And that costume, I mean, that's really close to.
That is pretty dead.
That's pretty dead on. That's pretty damn close to how it is. Maybe it doesn't have like the little puff on the back of the head, like it's like a sock. Early 2016. Oh, February 12th, 2016.
Cool.
That's what we got. The only other thing that I have is, I'll talk about it and give me 2 seconds while I look it up a little more. They announced another X-Men is going to be an X-Men Age of Apocalypse. They announced Jubilee is going to be in X-Men.
Never even heard of Jubilee.
Jubilee's, I mean, it's one of those little more out there comic book characters, which I think is cool that they're kind of bringing in a who's who of this. Because Jubilee's big in the comic, where she basically, as it says here, she used the power to generate pyrotechnic energy plasmoids from her hand.
Okay.
And so and she's like, again, one of the early, X-Men in the comic books. And so what they just added her, Nightcrawler, Quicksilver might be in the movie, and then they have Cyclops and everybody else. Hugh Jackman, they haven't confirmed him yet, but then he's strongly hinted at being in the movie X-Men Apocalypse. So that's gonna be, I mean, that makes it look like that's gonna be the last.
Didn't he say he was gonna be in like 2 more X-Men movies?
I mean, he'd be. The way he sounds like he'd be game, but he's only on the contract for 2 more, which is possibly Apocalypse and a 3rd Wolverine movie in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the way that they're bringing in like Nightcrawler and like all of these, like, hey, you want this guy? We got him for
It seems putting Gambit in a fucking movie.
It seems like, well, maybe a good Gambit, but but he's played by Channing Tatum, which I could probably fuck it up a little bit. But
because Gambit is Cajun, damn it.
But like they're bringing in like this is like the who's who of normal X-Men. This makes me think of this probably, even though they've kind of hinted at this gonna be the last like X-Men movie they put out. Like this is gonna be like it.
So then after this one, they'll probably reboot it with a whole new cast.
Maybe. Well, I mean, I know in
stuff
2019 or 2020 they're doing X-Force, which is like the future X-Men and has Deadpool and Cable and people like that in it. But like, I mean, you're literally hoping that Deadpool does well, which Deadpool probably will do well. Then you're also kind of hoping that Gambit does well. Their Gambit movie, which again, a Gambit solo movie with fucking Channing Tatum playing Gambit. And then X-Force. You're hoping that all these movies do really, really, really well. And 20th Century Fox has proven they can make great X-Men movies, but they've also very much proven that they can make fucking awful X-Men movies. Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine almost killed the franchise completely.
Yeah. I mean, the last 2 have been incredible, though. So, hopefully they keep it going.
Anytime I hear Cable's name, though, I think back to the Deadpool game when they first introduced Cable and they play the little intro video for all the characters coming in. Who the fuck is Cable?
Doesn't Deadpool get bored of him talking and shoots himself in the head?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
You can choose to shoot yourself in the head.
Oh yeah. Why would you not?
Listen, or you can just go end it.
Why would you not? And then
Cable's like Deadpool or no? Wait, what the fuck?
I think that's all the. I mean, most of the news that comes out anymore is about this kind of shit anyway.
Yeah.
They showed off a new video for X-Men. I mean, not X-Men. Avengers: Age of Apocalypse, where they're actually talking about Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, because we've heard very little to nothing about what those characters are actually about.
Yeah.
But then somebody brought up the issue: have we seen too much of that movie?
I don't pay attention to it because that's how all these things.
I mean, like all the different trailers they put out. Have we seen too much of the movie?
I would say if you watched it all, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I will watch like an announcement trailer for a game.
Maybe like a game
because they just show off too much all the time anymore, and it's like by the time you get the game, you're like, I've seen everything. Nothing's a surprise.
Well, I can see that, but then somebody voiced, like when they would talk about the X-Men, like, I keep saying X-Men once because we were just talking about it a lot. Age of Ultron, like, there's been like 3 trailers, a movie spot, and a couple other things, like, that's, what, 90 cents, about 2 minutes of trailer, and there's probably about, most of it's overlap, so you've probably seen technically 6 minutes of the entire movie. And so he was like, so no, I don't think we have, because like, you're still not getting, you're getting plot points, which is try to rope people in, which, I think that's one thing they've done wrong with the Avengers is that like they're still trying to rope people in. Like
They don't need to.
they don't need to. Like they put out the first trailer and they had the Hulkbuster armor. That's all you fucking need.
I know.
Yeah.
Now I know people were fucking going on like I want to see Vision, and then they finally showed off like Vision, literally the last 2 seconds at the very end of the third big trailer that they put out. But it's like, you know, like yeah, I think sometimes. There's two. I mean, yeah. We've technically you still haven't seen that much, even though they showed off some cool things. Like, there's some thing where Thor hits Captain America's shield with his hammer and electrifies it, and it ricochets and it hits a bunch of Ultron's like things. And and again, in the last trailer, they showed off a funny thing where Thor's like, "Is that all you've got?" And then Ultron just brings in like 1,000 robots. It's like Cap's just like, "You had to ask." But like, yeah, I mean that's like maybe 10 minutes of probably what will most likely be like a 160-minute movie. I mean, it's probably going to be at least 2 hours.
And this looks like it's going to be the build up to Civil War.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I mean, so
That'll be a good movie though.
that's all stuff.
So, all right.
Is that the breakdowns?
Well, let's just
Well,
wrap it up
do
with the
some
releases.
and-
So you can buy all these video games right now because it came out this week. Out of the Park, 16 for PC. I didn't know there was 15 more. Bloodborne for the PS4.
Game's fucking hard.
Dodges and butt stabs. For
I just got it.
Dodges, butt stabs. I'm stuck on the first fucking level, but then I anticipated as much.
Sorry, Keith. Let's go get some lube after this, and we'll share.
Let's
share the pain.
Let's fucking try to find some bells so
so
we can fucking play together, and then it won't be as hard, and we can laugh about it because it'll be easy.
Yeah. So, and apparently that game is like incredible though. Once you get into
It's got
it.
like all the scores I've seen are at least a 9.
Yeah. So.
Borderlands
Handsome Collection for Xbox One, PS4. We've been playing that.
Why the fuck would you not buy that? It's like over.
It's over $100. Wait, hold on.
It's over $100. Well, it's probably closer to like $200.
Let's break this down a little bit. If you were to buy things right now, Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition, $30. It doesn't even come with all the Headhunter packs and some of the other skins. So you're shelling out some more money. So let's say like $50. Pre-sequel.
It's still $60.
$60. So there you have $110.
Plus season pass.
Plus season pass, it's $25.
So that's like
You're saving a lot of fucking money.
That's like almost 140 bucks worth of content.
Over $100 in value for $60.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's all 1080p, 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I mostly bought it to play the pre-sequel.
And you get a pretty good game and an amazing game to go with it.
Exactly. So it's a great value if you just want to play Borderlands or if you're jumping into it. That's the way to go. Glorkion Warrior for the PC. Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin for the Vita and 3DS. Slender the Arrival for the PS4 and Xbox One.
Whoa.
Get scared.
Ethereum for the PC. Infinite Crisis for the PC. Pillars of Eternity for the PC. Apparently that's a really good game. Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and the Furious for the Xbox One and 360. Play Fast and Furious 7 cars.
Isn't that standalone?
Yeah, it's basically the same.
It's $10, but for the first 2 weeks it's free.
Ooh.
So I got down with it. And
That's
then
really cool.
Oddworld New and Tasty for the Xbox One. It's all the video games you can buy right now. And for releases, Oceano's new album Ascendance is out, which we reviewed that. Just check it out.
Check it out.
Just listen to the first track because it's fucking incredible.
First track, I'll admit, is pretty fucking brutal.
It's brutal as shit. So,
the breakdowns?
That's all we got for breakdowns.
that's all we got.
Bitches.
So thanks for watching the weekly breakdown. Number 25, we're a quarter away to 100 and halfway to 50. I've done this 25 times.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like we just started like a month ago.
I know.
But now this is part of the norm.
It's been, what, almost a year of doing this now?
Yeah, I mean,
A couple months for sure.
it's probably been like 7 or 8 months of doing
Yeah.
this because we missed a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
Coolio.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.